Developing now, death row inmate Roy Lee Ward is set to be executed next month right here in Indiana. Ward was convicted of the rape and murder of 15-year-old Stacy Payne back in 2001 in Spencer County. Anchor Mitch Carter was at the public clemency hearing today.
For several hours on Monday, both attorneys and victims gathered here in Indianapolis to address the Indiana State Parole Board. On today's agenda, the clemency hearing of convicted Spencer County murderer Roy Lee Ward.
I cannot imagine the immense pain, suffering, and sheer terror that Stacy experienced during the last moments of her young life.
I have never seen a murder scene as bad as this. It was horrible. It was the most brutal thing that I'd ever witnessed.
At the Indiana Government Center in the state's capital, two sides were at odds, defense attorneys and victims. Hanging in the balance is the life of Roy Lee Ward.
He realizes that all the shame that he brought to his own family, it's 1,000 times worse for the Payne family. I think he would genuinely say if the board doesn't grant clemency and the governor doesn't give clemency, he deserves to be punished.
As Ward's attorneys appealed to the 5-member parole board, trying to convince them to recommend sparing his life, 15-year-old Stacy Payne's family members and first responders who worked this case were working to convince the board to carry out the death sentence now imposed on Ward from 2 separate juries.
I entered the home and found Stacy laying on her side in the kitchen.
Matt Keller was the former town marshal in Dale and discovered both Ward and Payne in her home in Spencer County. While some details are too graphic to share, Keller says he doesn't have the luxury of not remembering, along with EMTs Jane and Murray Stout, who responded to that scene right away. They, too, carry Stacy with them to this day.
Ward was sitting there on the right side. There's a knife laying in the doorway we have to go over. And I get into that house, and I see Stacy laying on that floor, and look at her throat. It was just something you just never seen in your life, and it affects you.
We got her into the truck and we started to the hospital. And I can't imagine how severely she was suffering.
After several testimonies, Stacy's mom, Julie Winninger, took the stand. Showing photos of her late daughter to a teary-eyed auditorium, she reminded everybody how it's been exactly 8,839 days since they lost her.
Holidays still empty. Birthdays are sad reminders of what we lost instead of celebrations. And all the milestones that Stacy will never reach. The graduations, wedding, and children of her own. She didn't even get her driver's license.
As each person ended their testimony, they both thanked the board and asked that clemency not be granted. Instead, in Julie's words, asking that Ward's heinous crime will not go unanswered.
But you have the power to honor the law already set by the state of Indiana and the court system to uphold the sentence of death handed down by the unanimous jurors in the court trial.
With the state parole board now having heard from both sides, they'll give their recommendation to Indiana Governor Mike Braun. Ultimately, it'll be Braun's choice on whether or not to grant the clemency or carry on the execution set for October 10th. For now, reporting in Indianapolis, Mitch Carter, 14 News.